Hello everyone. I wanted to try to do a short video today about my past weekend. I have a testimony I have to tell, and I just couldn't write it in a post. I wanted to do a video about it. Trying to make this a little short. I was invited to a women's retreat this past weekend, and I went, cuz I wanted answers from God. I had questions and I wanted answers. It was we went to a place that was like isolated from everything, no phone reception. It was just isolated, and I felt like God could have really spoke to me when I went there. So that's why I was like, I want to go, because I need God to speak to me and I need some answers to these questions. So I went, not really expecting not really knowing what to expect, but I knew what I wanted. So I went there, and like I said, trying to make this short. I was called into the birthing room. And the birthing room basically is where you have one-on-one time with another minister, and they pray for you, and they try to just get to know you better. So it was two ladies that was in the birthing room, but the main lady, I don't know her real name, but they call her midwife. And that lady started praying with me and praying for me. I told her the situation about many of y'all probably already know of me losing my two kids and losing my nephew. So I was just telling her about that, and I was like, I want to know why. I want God to tell me why it happened. I wanted to know if I did something to make it happen. Like, was it my fault? What did I do? And basically she was like, daughter, it's not your fault. And, of course, she started praying, and she was like, anything that I say to you, I'm not saying it from myself. It's coming from God, So she was like, God is telling me it's not your fault, daughter. It's not your fault. And she was like, I can tell your heart is heavy. Your heart is full of pain and guilt. And God is saying that you have to release that stuff. And she was like, another thing God is telling me, you need to release your kids back to him. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean, like, release my kids? I can't do that. I feel like if I do that, I'm giving up on them. And she was like, no, God is telling me that you need to say out loud, Lord, I release my children back to you. So, of course, I was like, I raised both of my hands, because that's a sign of surrender. And I said, Lord, I release my children back to you. And she was like, no. She said, you need to call them by name. And I was like, oh my God. So I said, Lord, I release Raulil back to you. And before I can even get the rut out, I busted out crying. I didn't realize how hard that was to do. And she was like, you have to say it. I was like, Lord, I release Raulil back to you. Lord, I release Rachel back to you. I had to say it, because she was like, the more you keep them in you like that, the more you keep that pain. God cannot come in and replace that pain with his love. God cannot come in if you don't release him back. If you don't release the children back to him. She was like, you don't understand. They're in a better place. They have no worries. They have no more cries. They're in a better place. So you have to release them from your heart. You have to release them from your mind, so God can come in and replace that pain. And that really, really helped me, y'all. When I tell y'all I got delivered, I got my breakthrough, I got free right then, right there. I didn't realize that what I needed. I didn't need all this, words and speaking in tongues and, all this laying on hands. I just needed to release my kids back to God. I need to release my nephew back to God. And she was like, another thing God is telling me, you need to ask him for forgiveness for carrying around that burden that it was your fault. Because this whole time that you've been carrying this around, you've been hindering God to really bless you. She was like, I can tell you want more kids, but God is saying you're not ready because you have not yet released Rachel and Raulil. And she kept on saying, Lord is, Lord is telling me things. Lord is telling me things about you. I can see all over your face. You're the kind of person that, go through, put on that nice little smile, but you're really hurting inside. And she said, God is saying you need to release that stuff. If you want God to bless you, you need to release it. So I just wanted to come and tell someone, whatever you're going through, especially people that have lost someone, lost a younger child, lost a parent, lost any type of friend, you have to release them back to God. You cannot hold on to that pain, because you have to understand, especially if you know they was of God, they're in a better place. You don't have to worry about that. So y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, I can stand here today and tell y'all my heart, my soul is overjoyed. I am just so excited. I'm just so excited. And I'm trying, a lot of people may be like, oh, she's just in the moment. No, it's not, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, it's something different, because I'm home now and I'm around my other surroundings, and I'm still feeling the same way. I'm still feeling overjoyed like I was when I left that retreat. So I just pray that this will help someone to realize you have to release that stuff. Even if it's something with your marriage, if you feel like your husband or your wife did you wrong, you have to release that. You cannot hold that grudge, because as long as you do that, God cannot come in and replace that stuff. You have to release that stuff. You have to. So I just want to thank God for everything he has done for me. I'm just ready for the future right now. God has blessed us in so many ways. God has blessed us in so many ways. And I'm just overjoyed about the future. Again, y'all, I was trying not to make this a long video, but I just had to tell y'all how good God has been to me. Me and my family. God has been good to me. And this day, I'm no longer sad. I'm happy. When you see this smile, it's a true smile of happiness. No more sadness. No more tears. Yes, I wish they was here, but I thank God. I thank God. Easter just passed, and I saw all the little babies and stuff, and in their Easter outfit. It's kind of like, man, I wish I could have did that. But when I think about stuff like that, I automatically snap back to look how they are in their wings. They are just beautiful in their wings. Just imagine that, y'all. But I just pray y'all are blessed. Y'all just continue to pray for me and my family. Just continue to pray. But just know, when you come around me, don't say I'm sorry for the loss, because it was no loss here. It was no loss. Because like I said, they're not lost. I know where they are. And one day I will find them again. One day I will kiss them and hug them and just do everything. I just thank God, y'all. I just thank God. So thank y'all for watching this video. Like I said, I pray that it will encourage someone else just to know that God is a healer. God is a healer. Y'all be blessed.